Ripple just beat the SEC and an XRP ETF might be next. Here's what they're doing behind the scenes and why it might change crypto forever. Today is all about one of the biggest stories in crypto, and that is Ripple. From the basics to the big picture future of Ripple and XRP. And to finish the video off, I'm going to tell you exactly how I can help you win big in crypto over the next 12 months using my 8 years crypto experience. What is Ripple? Let's rewind the clock to 2012. This was 5 years before I even started investing in crypto. And to be honest, 11 years before I started investing into XRP. At that time, global money transfers were, and honestly still are, slow, expensive, and full of middlemen. You send money across borders and it can take days, not to mention the fees can soon add up. This is where Ripple steps in. Ripple is a technology company, not just a coin, and their mission is simple: fix the broken plumbing of global finance. They created RippleNet, a digital payments network designed to connect banks, payment providers, and financial institutions. Think of RippleNet like Swift, but new and improved with blockchain tech. Transactions that take banks 2 to 3 days with Ripple will now take seconds, and instead of $30 in fees, it will only cost a few cents. So much more cost efficient than the current broken financial system. At the heart of all this is XRP, the native cryptocurrency that provides liquidity and bridges different currencies. But here's where a lot of people get a bit confused. So here's your cheat sheet. Ripple equals the company. RippleNet equals the payments network. XRP equals the coin that fuels it all. Each plays a separate role, but together they power a system that could replace traditional international payments. Sorry, will, in my humble opinion. The SEC lawsuit and big win. Let's talk about what was the elephant in the room for me and the reason I didn't invest into XRP until 2023 and didn't pay as much attention as I should have. The SEC lawsuit. Back in 2020, the SEC sued Ripple, saying that XRP was an unregistered security. Basically, they argued Ripple was selling it like stock without following securities laws. This lawsuit froze XRP's momentum. Big exchanges delisted it. Investors got scared. Ripple's hands were tied. And despite the SEC lawsuit, XRP remained in the top 10 in terms of market cap, all the way through from 2020 till now. And I'm that bullish, I think it overtakes Ethereum into number 2 spot. Anyway, back in July 2024, a judge in the US ruled that the sales of XRP to the public did not count as securities transactions. This was massive, not just for Ripple, but for the entire crypto industry. It gave XRP legal clarity that most cryptos don't have. And now Ripple is moving full steam ahead. This moment was a turning point, and for me, is just the start. As always, this video doesn't contain any financial advice. I'm just trying to help you with my experience as a crypto investor. RLUSD, Ripple's stablecoin player. Ripple has now launched a stablecoin, RLUSD. It launched in December 2024 and it's pegged 1-to-1 with the US dollar. Fully backed, fully transparent, fully regulated. What makes this so different from Tether or even USDC? RLUSD is launching with oversight from the New York Department of Financial Services, one of the strictest crypto regulators in the world. That's like trying to launch a new drink, a new fizzy drink, and immediately getting approval from the FDA and Coca-Cola. It gives you credibility overnight. Now, you might ask, why create a stablecoin when XRP already exists? Because XRP is volatile, just like most cryptos, but for business and banks, they need stability. A stablecoin gives them that stability. XRP is really good for liquidity. RLUSD is great for price stability. Together, they create a 1-2 punch that Ripple can use to dominate the payment space. And this move puts Ripple in direct competition with the likes of Tether, USDC, and maybe even PayPal. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm very, very bullish on XRP. What are your thoughts on XRP for 2025? Let me know below in the comments. Ripple's political strategy. You can't change global finance without playing politics. Ripple knows this, and they're not just sitting back. In fact, they've donated $75 million to a political group called Fairshake. Their mission is to get pro-crypto candidates elected. This isn't just good PR, this is strategy. If you want the US to adopt your technology, you need lawmakers to understand it and support it. Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO, said it best. If the US doesn't provide regulatory clarity, we'll fall behind globally. Ripple is trying to make sure they're the ones shaping those rules. As a rule, I don't like to talk politics because it's so negative, but I feel it's worth adding in for context and to fully explain Ripple and XRP. XRP ETFs and Wall Street. Now, let's talk about something that could and should take XRP to another level, ETFs, just like what happened with Bitcoin last year. Once ETFs went live, every normal investors could get exposed to Bitcoin without wallets, private keys, or technical know-how. Much easier. Well, now companies like WisdomTree, 21 Shares, and Bitwise are all filing for XRP spot ETFs. At the time of this video, there are currently 9 companies so far that have filed for an XRP ETF. And if they get approved, we could see billions in institutional capital flood into XRP, just like we saw in Bitcoin. I've said it on a previous video, and I'm going to say it again. I think the XRP ETFs will be more successful than Bitcoin ETFs. Let me know again in the comments what you think. Why XRP could skyrocket. Here's why some investors believe XRP could grow exponentially from here. Reason number 1 is ISO 20022 compliance. This is the new messaging standard for financial institutions. It's becoming mandatory by 2025, and as you may or may not know, XRP is already compliant. That gives Ripple a head start in becoming bank ready. Reason number 2 is on-demand liquidity. Most banks today need to keep billions of dollars parked in foreign accounts to send money internationally. RippleNet changes that. With XRP, banks can move money instantly with no pre-funded accounts. That's a game changer. Reason number 3 is limited supply. There will only ever be 100 billion XRP. Ripple releases coins from escrow slowly, meaning scarcity could drive price as demand increases. Reason number 4 is real-world utility. Unlike meme coins, XRP is being used right now by banks, remittance services, and payment providers in many countries around the world. And with the RLUSD stablecoin and new ETFs or potential ETFs, Ripple is building a full ecosystem around XRP. My personal opinion. Now here's how I think about all of what I've been saying. I don't know the future, but I do know this. Our current financial system is slow, expensive, and overdue for a major upgrade. If Ripple becomes the backbone of global payments, XRP could be one of the most important digital assets out there. But, and it's a big but, this space is still full of unknowns. Other countries are working on their own systems. Central banks could go with completely different technologies. So I treat XRP like a speculative investment. A bet on infrastructure, just like how the internet needed protocols like HTTP, TCP/IP, or DNS. Maybe money needs XRP. And maybe, just maybe, buying XRP today is like owning a piece of the future global payment system. But again, no guarantees. And this isn't financial advice. Members of the XRP army will tell you on social media that XRP will get to $100 per token or even 1,000 per token. And it's guaranteed because of this or that. I just think nothing is certain, especially in crypto. But I do think if all or the vast majority of banks use XRP, the price will increase significantly. Do with that what you want, but always focus on education, as I always say. And making your own mind up as an investor is a must. Summary. So, what do you think? Is Ripple going to change the world, or is XRP just another overhyped altcoin? Again, let me know your thoughts below in the comments. After watching this video, you should now know exactly what Ripple is and where XRP fits in. But what if you get in and you make some really good profits? When are you meant to take profits? Well, if you see below, you can look at some of my videos all about taking profits. This is the most important thing for us crypto investors in 2025. Before I go, I want to offer you my help and support in crypto over the next 12 months. All you've got to do is check the link below in the description. There you get access to my school community, my crypto community. You get my weekly newsletter, investing courses, that get you to where you need to be, because I believe crypto offers huge opportunities to build financial security and even financial freedom. But you've got to put the work in and focus on education. So join my crypto community and let's build wealth together. Hopefully you've taken value from this video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, all the good stuff. Good luck.